What up, world? It is your boys. It's Thursday night. You know what it is. It is the Affairs of the Heart after show. It is 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock on the dot. Get your drink, hide your kids, hide your wife, and get the babies out the room, honey, because it is about to be one old show. We got our regulars back in the room. SoDebNair and EzSaidEzDone, who is caught.
I was just swallowing, my bad.
Okay, all right. What's up, everybody?
Hey.
What's going on? Okay, traffic light.
What's going on? I know. Oh, wait. Let me put you. We'll move you back around, so we can make sure it's correct. There you go.
This was not planned, people. This was not planned.
You know, what's going on? Y'all all right?
Yes. Now that I'm situated.
You said what?
I said now that I'm situated. I feel like every time we get that countdown starts, I figure something I gotta run and do real quick.
For those that don't know, Aaron gets really nervous whenever we hit play record on the podcast or we hit broadcast the Thursday Night Live. He gets real jittery. So if you could see, he gets up and runs off screen and then comes back like, what happened?
Numerous times.
So if you are new to the Affairs of the Heart podcast, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Affairs of the Heart podcast after show. This is our after show on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We are live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And we come to you guys just to say, hey, what's up? We talk about love, sex, and relationships from a Black gay male perspective. And we enjoy your comments. Make sure if you want to comment and be a part of the conversation, you check the description of the video and click the link, especially if you're in the EzSaidEzDone group or the Affairs of the Heart group. Click the link in the description to make sure you give Facebook your permission to show your face and your comment. We want you to be a part of the conversation, so make sure you comment and we'll talk about everything that's going on in love, sex, and relationships. All right. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all. I'm done. I did my part.
And now you're done?
And I'm done.
Also, if you guys are on YouTube, make sure you are going ahead and subscribe and turn on those notifications so that every time we go live or we post something on that YouTube page, you get a notification.
All right. So let's get into it. Aaron, what you got?
I'll just send you what I had. I don't know.
See, this is
I the drink already.
This is why. So okay. So we're gonna talk about some relationship stuff first. You didn't send me the relationship stuff.
I got stuff. You want me to? I got stuff.
Let's go.
All right. So I have one topic. Someone actually wrote this too. It says you find out one of your close friends has feelings for your partner. They never made a move on them, though. Do you keep the friendship or do you let it go?
Mm-hmm. So you find out that one of your friends, let's see. Read it again. I'm going to type it out so everybody can read it.
You want me to send it to you?
No, you don't have to. I mean, unless you have like 6,000 other ones that I should probably type in.
It says you find out one of your closest friends has feelings for your partner. They never made a pass on them. Do you keep the friendship or do you let it go?
All right, Easy, what you got?
Are those feelings still existing?
I'm assuming that they are because, I mean, they confessed it, so. For me, I'm not keeping you around, so. This is not gonna happen for me.
I'm gonna look at you a certain type of way.
Yeah.
From here on out.
Right.
Like you can't help who you fall for.
Right.
But I feel like if that was the case, you should have just kept that to yourself.
I just wouldn't be able to trust you around my partner.
Exactly.
Do you think that they would actually make, because they haven't made the move? Do you think they would actually make a move though?
Why are you confessing it now?
That's what I was gonna say. Like for me, it's like you've been thinking about this enough that you feel like you had to confess this to me. Like at this point, that means just get into a level of concern for me.
Yeah, because I feel like maybe it's weighing on you a little harder than you think it is.
Right.
Now it's just like where we have situations where, like, you know, we may be having a cookout and I leave you home with my man while I go grab the ice, and now it's just like I can't do that shit no more because I'm just like, what do you like? What do you want to push?
Right.
Like I can't. Yeah, I just feel like maybe them feelings are growing a little bit stronger than they think they are. I can't have you around my man. I can't have you around anymore. I'm gonna have to demote your friendship. Like you might have to be an associate.
Like I just couldn't see how that would work out for me. Like I don't want you to be at my house and then, you know, you got to use the bathroom and my man's missing for like 15 minutes because he went to the bedroom or something. My mind's, you know, I'm a Virgo. I overanalyze everything. In my mind, y'all done fucked upstairs now. I want to fight somebody. So,
all I'm saying, Aaron, a lot happened in that 15 minutes that you just put that. Like, I'm like, what?
That's what I'm saying.
Now I'm gonna take it a step further.
Oh shit!
Would you tell your partner?
Yes.
Would you tell your partner now that your best friend has come to you and said, "I've had feelings for them for so long. I'm just telling you so that I don't act out of character or I don't make it uncomfortable." You know, some people in the comments saying, "Let that go," which is fine. But then, do you tell your partner? Because obviously, if you're with your partner and this best friend that has been around since y'all have been together is no longer around, I'm sure they're going to ask questions.
Right.
I absolutely would say something to my man to let him know.
I don't think I would say anything to him because I feel like I'm giving you information. What if he's attracted to my friend? You know what I mean?
First of all, no, you can't live that way. You're living. No.
I'm looking at it that way because I'm like, first of all, I don't want you to get no idea.
You can't do that.
Then I'm gonna have to keep the friendship because I need you close to me in case shit happens.
No.
That's an interesting perspective too. Like you keep the friendship instead of cutting them loose, you keep them close because you want to observe, you know.
And that's why I would say something to my man. I need to know how you're going to react to this. I want to know what your thoughts are about this. Like, my best friend likes you now. How do you feel? What do you want to do about this? How do you feel about that? Because I mean, you have to look at it like this. I think you have to look at it like this. Your best friend is coming to you, confiding in you, because this takes a really. You really got to put your big boy pants on to confront your best friend that you like. I got feelings for your man.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to be a certain type of individual, like a strong individual, to say that. And I can receive it. But the thing is, how I'm going to react about it. Like I can receive the information. Don't get me wrong.
Aaron said it.
It's like getting that email from your boss with more work that you got to do. Like I'm receiving the information. Like I'm getting the facts. I had the email here. I'm looking at this, that, and the other. Okay, now how you going to act about it?
Are we waiting to find out?
Huh?
Are we going to wait around to find out?
Look, I got the email. Now I'm going to go confront my man about this. Look at here. What you think about this?
I mean, even if I'm thinking about, even if I told my partner this, your reaction got to be like, it better be stone face, turn it down, like the nasty shit you ever thought about. Because I'm already in my mind like, y'all, did you notice behind my back? Like, I'm so much just going through my mind right now.
Yeah. Because now I gotta go back. I gotta look in the comment sections. I gotta look at how many pictures we liked on him. I gotta read statuses, check DMs. I'm not doing all that. Like, if you want to go, you can go. I'm not holding you here. That's for damn sure. I'm not keeping nobody that don't want to be here.
Right.
So let me know right now, right here, right now. Like,
right.
And that goes for the friend and the boyfriend.
Okay.
Because I could see my petty ass ain't going to be with him. Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Let's look at some of the comments are lighting up as usual. Let's look at some of the comments. Dwayne said, "Let that shit go." Period. Point blank. Period. Pooh. Let it go. Carl said, "Confront the friend and ask them how long it's been going on, and then keep them away from your partner."
But then I just feel like that's another chore. That's another.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If they think it, then it's only a matter of time before something happens. Carl says it doesn't take a bigger person to admit that they have those thoughts or feelings, knowing that you could possibly fuck them up. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
He says, "Tell your partner. Just tell them." Okay.
I feel like you got to keep everybody in the loop about what's going on.
Yeah. Dope Boy Fresh says, "Nah, cuz if we go out and nigga gets drunk and starts twerking on my man, nah."
I had a situation like that. Oh my God.
Did you really? You had a friend that was twerking on your man?
It was yeah, I did.
Or were you the friend that was twerking on somebody's
No,
man?
I was not. No, I was not the friend.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna say it's my man. It was someone I was into, and they knew I was into that person.
Mm-hmm.
And I had walked off. We were in the club. I had walked off, and when I came back, I'm looking at my, I had my whole VIP section, and everyone's sitting there drinking and whatnot. And I see him like twerking down on him, and it wasn't like when like the dude was sitting down, so someone was like you're standing over him, twerking down on him as he sits down. Now I was intoxicated. I snatched him up by the back of the neck, and we had a little conversation, and we was good.
Okay, but you had to snatch him up.
I did snatch. I did snatch. And Meech was there. Meech had to snatch me up too, because I'm just like, Meech, you already know.
What's up, Q? Now, this is I actually did think about this in this question that Daryl posed. He says, "How close is the friend? Lifelong friends, a new friend, or just a casual friend? If it's a lifelong friend, we're gonna have a sit down and get to the bottom of it. If it's a small BS, then the friendship may likely end. If it's a new friend or a casual friend, I'll likely confront them first and then likely drop them as a friend." Because that was going to be my next question. Like, how
what
long?
are we sitting down and talking about? I mean, I got the information that I need.
From a lifelong friend. Like, okay. Now, okay, I'm not going to say that.
I feel like you holding back something over there.
I think the conversation would have to go like, when did it start? What happened? When did it start? Was it that day I couldn't pick you up and I had him come pick you up? Like, I need to know what happened, how this came about, how long it's been going on, because you have to ask those questions and then proceed from there. Based upon the answers, then you can proceed.
But see, Aaron,
what could they say to you that makes this okay? Like, I don't.
It doesn't. I don't think it makes it okay. You're gathering the information. You just need the information. That's all.
Because Aaron, I think you would want to get down to the bottom of it, though. Even though you know what you know, you'd be like, "Well, no, I need the details. I need to know point blank. Like, would you agree or no?"
If I'm asking questions, it's to find out what has been happening prior to me knowing this. Mm-hmm. Like, have you expressed this to my man before? Have y'all had any intimate conversations? Have y'all fucked yet? I mean, I just want to know, like, what is the magnitude of this? Mm. But it's going to be because I want to find out what you have done to try to let him, like, have you tried to hint around to him and let him know this? Because, the gays, they crafty.
They are. They are.
Baby, be in a whole DM section, honey. Don't know nothing.
Be playing honesty box or something. Got an anonymous letter from them. The gays are very crafty.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph said, "Off with their heads," and that's that on that.
I'm telling you, but you really do, because it's like you have to think. Then you have to think back on all the situations where y'all been around each other. Like, is it You know, y'all sitting there cracking up, and what may not have looked like something before now looks like something. Y'all, you know, y'all joking, y'all laughing, like, oh, and now, oh wait, why are you touching stuff like that?
Yeah.
But you know what this also makes me think of is, what if the situation was the other way around, where the best friend confessed they had they were in love with you or something like that?
Snapchat, no.
I'm logging off. I can't take no more. I just need it. I'm logging off. I can't. Okay.
Wait. I didn't pick up why you laughing.
Honestly, this is why I've been laughing the whole time. Easy, we are so sorry. We will fill you in later.
Oh God.
That's why I've been sitting here laughing the whole time, because I was like, oh, this is too close to home. This is too close. Doughboy Fresh says situations happen where you have a party, etc., and you ask your boyfriend to drop your friend off. Shaking my head.
Yeah, like I said, you got to look at all those situations.
Or you call her over.
Like, yeah, because it's like those little things you never thought of before, and now you got to think about it now.
Or your best friend get drunk, stay at the house, we here, you sleep, and you wake up thinking your boyfriend in the bathroom, and he might be in the bathroom, but
with your best friend.
This is an interesting situation. I think for the sake of the question, though, get whatever clarity you need to get. Ask whatever questions you need to ask, and then decide accordingly how you want to handle the situation. If both people have to go, both people have to go. If you decide to keep your man and lose your friendship, then lose your friendship. But that's a tough space, especially for the question that Daryl asked. How long have you been friends? If y'all have been friends for years, then how do you maneuver, completely losing friendship over a man?
I've let family go for less. So protect your energy. All right, like if it ain't moving right, if it ain't acting right, get it gone.
It just feels like you're adding unnecessary problems to your relationship to me. Like, regardless of how long the relationship is, the fact that my friend came to me and told me, confess this to me, is a problem.
I don't think that's a problem.
No. Not. I'm saying it's a problem to me because his feelings were strong enough that he'd feel like he had to confess this to me.
And that's what I was gonna say, because I'm like, why did it get to the point where you couldn't keep it to yourself any longer?
Yeah.
Right.
It has built up.
Is my happiness with my partner, affecting you so much so that you have to, confess this? Or do you suppress it as a friend and be like, you know what, my friendship with my friend is the most important, and seeing him happy is what's most important. So I'm not even going to throw a monkey wrench into their situation or try to even, put some mess out there to make their situation, compromised. So,
because I can even give you a really good example. Like with my past relationship, a lot of my friends didn't want me to do it. They were like, but they were supporting me as a friend. When me and him broke up, I mean, a lot of them confessed, like, well, I'm sad that your relationship is over with, but I always felt like this. You know what I mean? So to me, that's what I'm saying. In the middle of my relationship, you decided to tell me this. There's more going on here than just that to me.
Yeah. I had a similar situation recently where I had to tell a friend, like, I support you to the ends of the earth. Whatever you decide to do, I'm your friend. I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be by your side. But I don't like the situation you're in. And I don't like the situation for you. But if you think you can handle it and you think you can deal with it, I'm going to support you, whether I like it or not, because my friendship to you and my dedication and my loyalty to you is much stronger than my feelings towards the situation. Maybe this is something you have to learn. That maybe this is something you have to grow from. And who am I to stop that process?
Right.
Let's go to some of the comments. Joseph said, call that lonely bitch an Uber.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
What's up, Brandon? Yes, I got your text. Yes, I'm available tomorrow. I'll send you a text back. I'm loving the color scheme. The details are on. We didn't even, we just be
Wasn't
on.
even planned.
Vocals. What's up, Vocals NYC? I had a friend try that. I invited a guy I was interested in, and my bestie tried to pull up on my man friend. Needless to say, that bestie is a cut. Well, chop chop, bitch. All from meeting potential men friends. Okay. All right. Some folks are messy. Absolutely. D. Wayne says, here's the bottom line. Friends.
Change his name?
You said what?
He didn't change his name.
Yeah. Listen, that's fine. Here's the bottom line. Friends gotta go. Because now I'm gonna question everything about you and your motives. That's a very valid point. Very, very valid point.
It's unnecessary stress. You're adding unnecessary stress to yourself.
It's a valid point. I think if I were the friend, I wouldn't say anything.
Keep it to yourself. Beat your meat at home in private about the man. Do not confess that shit to me.
D. Wayne said yes, he did change it. All right. Is that on that, gentlemen?
I think that's that on that.
All right. So what's up next?
Oh, okay. This was in a group that I'm in on Facebook. And the question was, my boyfriend spends way too much time on social media. What is a good way to communicate to him that it's becoming an issue for me?
What does that entail?
Well, being on social media?
Like, I mean, like, is he on social media while he's supposed to be spending quality time with you? Like, it's like.
I mean, I just had what the question was. I don't really know the details.
I need the details. I mean, because at the end of the day, we all on social media.
I mean, I'm assuming that it's a lot because he's questioning, why is he on here so much? So I'm assuming while they're spending quality time, he's on social media. I'm assuming 24 hours a day, or those hours a day that he's awake. I'm
gonna pull from the hypothetical. So if you are supposed to be spending quality time with your man, and he is always on social media, create situations where both of y'all got to put your phones in a bucket or something, or put your phones away, where it's really some one-on-one time, so you can get that. Because I mean, without any further details, I don't know how this goes into play, but just create avenues where you guys are really putting your phones away, turning them off, putting them on silent, putting them in another room while you guys entertain each other in the other room,
or spend time with him on social media.
You said spend time. Say it again.
I said spend time with him on social media. If you gotta talk to him on Facebook, write on them comments.
Be right in the comments.
I'm not having no full-blown conversation with you in the comments on your post.
Just be right.
You want something to eat?
Right. Or
See, this right here, this gives your best friends clues on what your friend likes. Mm-hmm. So now y'all talking about what's for dinner. I want roast beef, and now I'm telling your best friend then cook them up a whole meal. Talking about I just got a few leftovers.
Be like, I just had some roast beef last night. I didn't even think about it. Oh, your man like roast beef? Oh, okay.
Now.
Y'all want to come over for dinner?
Well, y'all should come over.
That.
I've been in a situation like that before.
Yeah, you don't need don't be having no full-blown conversations on social media.
Yeah, I think you honestly just be transparent. Just say, hey, can we spend some time together? And it doesn't have to be, let's watch a movie. Let's do something that is just for us, and we can just put our phones down, or just say you spend a lot of time on your phone, and I feel like, and you can be transparent, and honest. Just say, hey, it's taken away from me. I'm not getting the attention I desire. I'm not getting, you're not doing my love language. Whatever. Just make it so that your partner's aware.
I feel like maybe they could be stressing an issue that really isn't an issue.
Okay. All right, let's go to some of the comments. DJ, hey, definitely had to cut the friend off for being severely disloyal. That was to the last comment. What's Damien? What's going on, sir? Let's see what we got. Not enough information. Is he an influencer?
None of them are influencers. Don't do that.
I don't think the guy was an influencer though. Oh, by the way, if you guys are just now tuning in to the show for your first time, whenever you hear that bell, you're definitely taking your drink. So, cheers, guys.
Nobody's influencers, according to Easy.
Look, now, some of them are. Some of them just take good pictures. So I'm not like.
Okay, so let's talk about really quick, since you brought it up real quick. Influencers. What are you influencing? Are you promoting anything? Were you talking about this election? Were you talking about, say, sex? Like, what are you just taking pictures and you have a whole bunch of followers that you bought, that you paid for, that makes you okay, well, all right. No, nobody has anything to say about that. Fine, I'll move on.
I mean, I just think that the influencer thing, I forgot who was saying it, but Tammy Roman, they was having their basketball watch reunion, and they kept on bringing up the word, my brand. And it's like everybody feels like they have these brands and they're influencers. But I mean, I don't want to knock nobody's dreams. Like if you feel like that's your lane, do what you do. But everybody is not an influencer online. Like if you're writing and posting stuff and you're getting like 5 or 6 likes and no one's in the comment section, it's time to find something else to do.
But you're an influencer because you got a mixtape out. That's a vague question according to DJ. Do you think that's a vague question in terms of how do you tell them to stop being on social media?
I just think that there are people feel there's not enough information for the question. So,
got you. Social media is an outlet to some. As one of the comments has said, it's a deeper issue within a relationship.
That's probably true. I mean, if everything is good at home, you're going to put that phone down,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. That's really, because then you want to spend time with the person. Like, that's not, what's more important, social media likes, comments, or the quality time that we're spending? That's
exactly, because if you came over here to hang out with me and you're on your phone, like, what's your purpose of being here?
Right. We could have did this at your house.
Exactly. Don't come over here bumming my Wi-Fi. Take that shit down to McDonald's.
Oh, not McDonald's. It's free.
Exactly.
Right. Vocals New York says, hell no, we're not going to be in the same room talking to each other on social media.
See, no. Vocals and me, we get along.
I was just trying to give a suggestion. That's all.
Not the Loretta Devine from Waiting to Exhale, just a couple of leftovers, a little ham.
See, Brandon gets me too. Like y'all setting it up.
There is something wrong if you can't put your phone down and spend some time with pouring into each other. Absolutely, totally agree.
I agree.
I mean, I think you also think about the love languages. If my love language is quality time, you have to realize that consumes a lot of what I would look for in a relationship, is that time together. So you may not even really be on social media as much as in my mind, I'm thinking that you're on there. But because my love language is quality time, when we're spending that time together, it just means that much to me. So I may just be a selfish person. I may just want more of your time.
And I'm sure you've expressed that, like, from the beginning. Yeah. Like, hey, this is what I prefer. I like to spend quality time. I need you to put your socks on. Let's watch Girlfriends with our feet touching.
Well, hold on. Well, this is the thing, though. I think what you just said, Dwayne, is great. But I feel like a lot of them probably don't do that, and they need to do that. Mm-hmm. You need to tell your partner, because a lot of times, a lot of people will get into relationships and just assume that their partners know, or assume that they should know, but you haven't actually physically told them. You have use your words, communicate.
And I think that's the bottom line. We don't communicate. We get with people for the sake of wanting to be with them and for what that looks like and the aesthetic and for social media. But we're not having the foundational conversations outside.
Yes, use your I statements. Oh my God, I'm teaching now. Use your I statements. I feel.
There was another conversation on Facebook, and I didn't write it down, but I kind of remember what it was about. Where this guy, I guess, like, he was trying to do stuff with his boyfriend. Mm-hmm. But the guy was like turning him down. And I think this is the scenario that he used was he went to go to brunch with him, and the guy was like, "Cancel that. I'm ironing clothes." And he was like, he said that this normally happens, like when he's trying to do stuff with his partner, he doesn't really want to do things outside of the house. And the comment section was really good because it was mixed answers. And some people were like, is this like a person who likes planning things? So, some people are not spurred on people like that. And then other people was like, get out of it. That's most of our answers sometimes for those questions. But I'm like, and they have been together for like 20 years. I'm like, so you want to throw it away because he don't want to go to brunch? I don't know. Like, it just didn't sound like a reason to give up on. I'm like, there's conversation that you can have. Y'all have been together for 20 years. Y'all need to go to counseling. If this is like a serious thing, like it's worth the shot to keep it.
Yeah,
it's something that can be worked out.
Yeah, especially when that's an internal issue within the relationship, especially if you've been together for so long.
Yeah.
If they don't want to do something with you, then and you're not making the space or the time for that, then that's definitely a deeper issue. Focus New York says that now if he's an influencer, then that's a different situation. But he should have designated hours for that work and personal time for the relationship.
Being an influencer, that's a little difficult to have designated hours, because if you're like a broadcaster influencer, it could be something big and breaking. They have to be on social media, so that's not really always an option when you're an influencer.
But then that's where the communication comes into play, because you should know who you're dating. So if you are dating an influencer on that type of level, mm-hmm. you should be able to work around that or have an understanding of like, he's got to do this or she's got to do that. So that's what I have a problem with.
Yeah, the only reason why I even said that was because when I used to work for a magazine back in Ohio, and like they would call us at like any time of the day, and we would have to be on it. Like if a celebrity came in town, we would have to go, but it takes so long because you have to go film this stuff. We had like hours of footage. You have to edit it down. Mm-hmm. So there was never a set time for any of this stuff. It was like you're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's not a thing where you kind of block a certain amount of time off of that.
Yeah. Tammy says, I'm tired of everyone claiming to be influencers. You mean wannabes.
Well, you got to want to be it before you can actually be it.
I'm still stuck on I automatically subtract 2 inches from last week.
I'm not playing with y'all today. I'm not.
I tell you what, I love you guys for listening and paying attention to what's going on. DeAndre said, I have a podcast. I typically don't like being on social media, but now I have to so that I'm engaged with my fans. It's a job, but see, even with us, we tend to do things in certain hours. We do what we need to do, and then we go about our life, and we don't allow it to consume our lives. And if we have other obligations like dates or dinner or friends or family, then we make sure that we let it be known. Daryl says, definitely, if your partner is mature and they are in it to win it, then they will change. If they don't change, then they are not serious about the relationship. I think this can be applied to most problem areas in relationships. Absolutely. We lost Aaron for a second, so when he comes back.
What's happening?
I wasn't going to acknowledge it, but now that he's gone, we'll just make sure we'll wait till he comes back. It just says, was the boyfriend using social media in the same manner prior to committing to the relationship? Was this the red flag? There needs to be more context to the question. I think that's the problem. There wasn't.
That's what I said too.
There's not a lot of context
to it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have that answer because we don't have all of the context to the question. Yeah. But I'm going to see. We'll throw in a couple more comments until we can get Aaron back in. Evokes New York says he ain't that kind of influencer. Child, please. You all right, Aaron? Are you there?
I went down.
Caller, are you there? All right. Vocal says, now you're talking about a real influencer, SoDebNair, but that would be an understanding and a conversation you would have to have with your partner.
Right.
All right. That was a good one. No? Okay. Not really? All right.
Wi-Fi. Sorry.
That Teddy Riley Wi-Fi.
I was going to say, Aaron's got a Teddy Riley. Oh, my Teddy Riley situation going on over there.
You want to do the letter now?
Yes.
We got the same glass.
Do we have the same glass? Oh, friend.
Hey.
Hey, friend.
I didn't get the memo for this one.
Yeah, we clearly didn't get the memo on a lot of things for our outfits or anything else. We just put it together.
I was look. It's probably coming through your Wi-Fi slowing it down. That's probably what.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're going to move on to Deep Heartbeats, letters from our fans. You can write into us on our website at theaffairsofheartpodcast.com. If you have something that you want us to talk about on the show anonymously, we'll bring it up. We'll read it anonymously and we'll talk about it so you can hear about it and share it with whomever you'd like to share it with. So this week's letter says, Affairs of the Heart. It's pretty lengthy, so give me a few minutes. Dear Affairs of the Heart, I recently lost the friendship of a dear friend, not to any fault of my own. We have been friends for over 15 years. We met when we were 18 and learned a lot about life from each other. He was my first close friend in this life. He has been gay for as long as I've known him. And recently he decided that he wanted to start dating women exclusively, having only dated men for the past 15 years. As a friend, I was happy for whatever he chose, and as long as he was healthy and happy. Well, he's been dating this girl for a year now, and they just got engaged. Last Friday, he called me to say that he couldn't be friends with me anymore as he has to release his past. Now, understand, his wife has no clue that he's lived the gay lifestyle, quote unquote, for 15 years. He has decided to cut me out of his life, and I am so hurt. Mind you, his fiance has met me and knows that I'm gay and doesn't seem to have an issue with it. We get along fairly well. The caveat to the situation is that his ex-male lover is still in contact with him daily and her daily. She has no clue that they were lovers. I know this is like a bad Tyler Perry movie. What are your thoughts on this situation? The rage in me wants to blow up his spot, but the heart in me wouldn't and couldn't do that to anyone. How do you just cut someone out of your life like that? Is that normal? His ex seems to enjoy taunting the fact that he's still in contact with him, but he cut the rest of his circle of friends off. How do you rebound from the loss of a friend?
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Absolutely. Because you have to slow it down. I'm gonna stop the shit.
One, I feel like him and that boy is still having sex because.
Oh.
I think the person who knows that letter is about him just.
I think the gentleman from this letter has cut Aaron from the podcast. He is gone. That's a lot. That's a lot. Easy, you want to take it? Or you want me to take it? And so we get Aaron. Yikes!
I'm sorry. I know my facial expressions were all over the place while you're reading it. Okay. I'm just like, what is going on?
Aaron. Oh no! This is tragic. This is so tragic.
What's going on?
Okay, we got you. I think the person who this letter is about is cutting out your Wi-Fi, friend.
Well, I don't know.
They coming for you, sis. They coming for you.
You're sabotaging me. I don't know.
Okay, so what were you saying? Go back to what you were saying.
I think that guy's having sex with that other guy still. I feel like he knows he can keep his secret.
His ex.
Yeah. So there, I feel like he feel like that guy can keep his secret. And I mean, the fact that the guy's already asking, should he blow up the spot or whatever, is already showing the shiftiness of that situation. So I'm just like, I just feel like that guy can keep the secret. The girl doesn't know anything about anything, and he wants to keep it like that.
So do you think that, because this is coming from the friend, right? And the ex-lover is taunting the fact that he's still in contact with him, but the rest of the circle, including the best friend, has been chopped. So do you think that There is some, bitterness, obviously, to the ex who's still, taunting the fact that he's still in communication with him. I think that adds some validity to your statement about they're probably still fucking because he's taunting the situation.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're definitely still having sex.
Definitely.
There's a lot of components to this story.
Mm-hmm.
First, Aaron, go ahead, finish your
I'm
statement.
surprised you didn't break it down so we can answer portions of this.
You know what? Okay, so let's start. I was gonna go there. Let's start from the top. You all have been friends for 18. You met when you were 18, and now, after 15 years of being gay, this gentleman decides that he wants to date women exclusively. Mm-hmm. And after a year of dating this young lady, he decides that he wants to get married to this young lady. So let's deal with that right there.
I don't have a problem with that.
You would not, you said?
I don't have a problem with that. Like, okay. If this is what you want to do, this is how you want to live your life. If you like it, I love it. The only thing that I disagree about is the fact that you're not being upfront with this woman. Mm-hmm. All right? Mm-hmm. Be upfront with her about it. Like, if you don't want to, be with a man anymore, you don't want to live a gay lifestyle, or however you want to say it, you want to be with a woman, live your life. Do what you want to do, but be honest about it. All right? Like, don't put her in the okie doke, and that's what I think you're doing, and that's not cool with me.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing with that too. Is I feel like he should tell her.
Absolutely.
She can make her own decision as to what she wants to do, because the last thing that you want to do is get in a relationship with someone and then you find out something like this, and now it's, you guys have to break up, or it's causing issues, or what if these thoughts start to come back? I mean, because you're keeping around a guy you've been sleeping with, but you got rid of the friends. This is why this doesn't make sense to me, because the sexual atmosphere of you being gay, you kept. The friendship you got rid of.
Mm-hmm. Because that's association. So he doesn't want to be guilty by association. So I'm going to get rid of the friends that make me gay. Mm-hmm. I'm going to keep the sexual component intact, because we can be cool and it's no big deal. And but I'm going to get rid of the association of what makes me gay.
It's interesting how you go about that, though, because normally it's the opposite. It's the other way around. You're like, you're living a down low lifestyle, and then you gradually come on out. Not you're already out and go into a down low, like that's
deep.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say about the friend who wrote this letter, it's very admirable of him to say that he was going to stick by him regardless of what he wanted to do.
Right.
He should.
And I think that is a valid point to make. Like, he was like, okay, if this is what you want to do, we've been friends for so long, I'm going to support you in it, and we'll never talk about it ever again.
Yeah,
I have a friend that he just married a woman, and I've known him. He's been gay like the whole entire time, but we talked about it. I was like, some people don't. It doesn't matter about the person, whoever you can't help who you fall in love with.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So I'm just like, it wasn't a judgment thing for me. I'm like, hey, whatever you like, I love it. It's no judgment from me. He was like, he got a lot of flack for it. But that's none of anybody's business. That's your own personal thing, and however you decide to operate in life. If you have real friends, they're going to walk the walk with you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
It's just like I said, it's the lying part that bothers me, and I can't get with that.
And especially when there are glimpses to this young lady. Like you've met this so-called best friend who is now not my best friend anymore because I've had to cut ties with him, and he's gay. And now this other friend, quote unquote, who is the ex
with benefits
that she doesn't know that he's probably just another homie,
And I can't stand it, because I know he's being uppity about this whole situation. Like, I'm this, that, and other.
I can just imagine what he's doing. Like.
Yeah. And we've got. We're gonna go to the comments in a minute, but there's a lot of people who's throwing in this has church written all over it. Like, this is a churchy situation where we've seen this time and time again in churches where men decide that and now granted, we're not knocking the fact if you decide that you want to become heterosexual tomorrow. We're not knocking that. We're just knocking the fact that you need to be upfront and honest with whoever you come in contact with, whether it is a female or a male or whatever.
But this reminds me of the conversation that me and you had when I was talking about my coming out story on the podcast. And I was telling you that my mom had me go talk to that guy at her church who he was delivered.
Yes.
And it's church stuff, but it reminds me of that because when I talked to this guy, he was telling me that he struggles with, being gay every day of his life. And this is the struggle that God gave him. And I'm like, I wish someone can talk to you to help you understand that that's not healthy.
Yeah.
And once this woman that you married and you have these kids by, understand this, and when you backslide into back having sex with guys again, then what? You've messed this lady up. You know what I mean? And I think for a lot of us, like, we don't want to see our friends go down that road if that's not really what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like that screams, I need counseling needs to be involved in this somewhere, because you have to make decisions for yourself and not for everybody else. Because at the end of the day, when these people die, you still gotta live your life.
Yeah, I had to. I mean, in that same conversation, I think I shared my experience with this very topic, like growing up in church and getting to a point, probably in around like 2008, where I was like, okay, I'm gonna let it go completely. I'm gonna date a girl. I'm gonna move my life on. I'm gonna be what my family and society wants me to be. And I literally met a great girl. She's very sweet, loved her to death. We still communicate now. It took us a minute because I ended up leaving. I cut ties with her because I was like, I can't continue to fight this battle inside of me, knowing that I'm going to hurt somebody at the end of the day, and especially her. I just didn't want to hurt her feelings. So and it's been easier just living life who I am. It's because I can't remember the lie I told, let alone try to figure out how I said it to you for you to be able to keep it up. You know what I mean? So
for me, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. It's just easier not to go down that road if you can't maintain it.
Yeah. I think for me, like, I did try dating females because, one, of what I was taught. Two, I just didn't feel like I wanted to let my mom down, with me being gay. I knew how she felt about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but prior to that time, outside of me being molested, I never had sex with guys. So It wasn't like I was really struggling with it a lot. I just know I was attracted to men the entire time. But, when I finally came out on accident and she found out first, I had to talk to her, and I was just like, it's really weird. I was like, because the love that I have for you, it was not that I loved you. I loved that girl. But the capacity of love that I have for my ex-husband was on a whole nother level for me. Mm-hmm. So I would never backtrack and go back to women again because I just don't feel like I would have that capacity of love for a girl.
Yeah. Yeah, it's totally understandable. Let's go to some of the comments really quick. Try to get some. There's a lot of them. Dreambeak says, "Hell no, that's some church shit mixed with some black frat, divine nine shit. Let that man go. Rebound by having a funeral for that friendship. You can't make people stay in your life.
Not a funeral for the friendship.
My goodness."
I agree, because if they're willing to cut ties with you, don't fight for that. Like, you don't want nobody who don't want to be in your life.
But then I'll say this too. Don't let that taint you being a friend, because I think the person who wrote this letter is a remarkable friend to stand by his friend and want to stand by him for what he's doing, as we said prior. But don't let this experience taint you, your friendships with other people and how you go about your friendships.
Absolutely.
I think something that I've been through with my best friend, we had to part ways for a whole year and past that. But I never looked at him differently. I just was like, I'm gonna just wait to become friends again, because I knew our friendship, So I never pressured him into being my friend again, but I just made sure that when he came back around, I would be available.
Once it's dropped, it's dropped.
Once you're cut, you're cut. There's no sewing that back together.
There's no. I don't even know you anymore.
Oh, Joseph said, and more in that friendship and understand that people grow apart. Sometimes you find out who people really are when life gets heavy. Good luck to you and your healing. Excuse me.
I don't think life is heavy for him, though.
I think he's going to create it to be heavy. It's going to.
I do think that. Yeah. I like to change their pictures and their names in the comment section.
I don't know what's happening. Jamie said, "Is he churchy?" Yeah, we're kind of gathering that that's the situation. We have to learn how to let people go. When people walk out of our lives, let them. The ex that is taunting the friend should be let go too. Yeah, we agree.
You can't take away that man's sexual partner.
Child, I agree. You should be upfront with her. Yes, the lady. If you're gonna do that, he's living a lie regardless, and it could still bite him. Absolutely, because if he cuts off all these friendships, he thinks he's good, and he holds on to this ex, and then the ex gets a little bit too comfortable, and
the ex is already too comfortable.
And the next, like the last conversation we just had,
I was just about to say that
she's gonna find some shit, and it'll be like, oh, now how are you gonna explain this situation now that you've cut everybody else off, and now you don't have anybody to go to talk to about it because you can cut everybody off.
Imagine the friend going to the girlfriend and said, "I'm attracted to your man." How does that play out?
Oh, the ex or the ex
kept around.
Ooh.
How does that play out?
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I'm gonna let you think on that, Easy, because you look like you got something going on over there.
Read the comment first. Go ahead.
Okay. To protect his new now DL lifestyle, he'd rather cut his close friends who are openly gay and keep those who are DL to keep from having his sexuality questioned. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. You seem to you see that more often than not in church. Absolutely. As everybody has said. Let's see what Brandon got. Brandon's always good with a comment. Here's a possibility. Maybe the guy getting married has romantic feelings, possibly for his friend. So he's a threat to the relationship with the girl. And his ex, maybe he doesn't have any feelings for, so he's not a threat to their relationship.
That's a really good comment. It's cute.
That's a plot twist right there.
Mm-hmm.
But
here we go.
They're fucking from each other.
Yeah, the ex.
There may not be no love there. It may just be a friends with benefits.
But he's still getting that frustration out. Damien says, I've been in connection with a number of guys who are convicted by the church that they felt the need to get right. So they married women and are miserable now, of course. Yes, we all have come in contact, I think, say with these very same people. One person I know in particular, he was married to a woman, and you never know who this is, so I can spill all the tea. Married to the woman, and has children by her, then was giving her STDs because he was still fooling around with men. So you have to be very, very careful. And for the women in this aspect, like you have to be very careful, if you're dealing with a man who says he's delivered, ask further questions, ask more, really get down to the bottom of why, this man. And then what's going to happen when I'll say this, you're going to start asking questions and he's going to start getting angry. And if he starts getting angry, then that means he still hasn't dealt with all of that, what that entails. So just keep that in mind. That's definitely a BET Plus Tyler Perry film. Yes, Brandon, it is. Vocals New York says, tell you what, when his wife does find out, all hell is going to break loose. Yeah. This smells church. It has church all over. Absolutely, Vocals New York. God does not give us struggles, toxic theology.
And I explained it to that guy. I was just like, I just don't feel like God put my sexuality as something for me to struggle with my entire life. I'm like, that's crazy to me. And I mean, we had a really good conversation. I think the guy ended up like going back to bed after I talked to him. But I was sad for him when I left. Because I'm like, you literally are torturing your own self for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah. As somebody who has gone through something of the similar nature, it's a very, very dangerous space to be in personally, because you're caught in the space of what the church wants you to be, what your family wants you to be, versus how you feel and who you are as a person. And the more you kind of struggle with that, the harder it is. It becomes a mental thing. You definitely need to see counseling, as Aaron has mentioned numerous times. Like, you really need to grapple with what people want for you versus what you want for yourself.
I think that's one of the best things that I did, especially in the midst of my transition from women to guys, was go to counseling, because it gave me an opportunity to learn who I was outside of my family and my friendships that I had. Because the people that were around were not really gay-friendly people at all. And so me separating myself and then being thrown into a really dramatic out in public relationship was a lot. And so that time that I spent with that counselor was everything in the world for me. I can literally go and just shit on everybody in that office and get it out, how I felt, because I'm not a person. I hate confrontation. So I didn't want to give that, to the people that were around. I just want them to hear me out, about my relationship with them individually. And some of them heard it, some of them did not hear it. And I had to cut ties with them. That was a very depressing time in my life, because everything I knew that was normal had changed.
Easy, you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Okay. All right.
I think I'm ready to address this letter. All right, here we go. To the writer, let the friendship go. Point blank period. Let the friendship go. Anyone who is willing to walk away from 15 years of friendship just because they want to live a different type of life, let it go. There's no need to fight for it. Do not fight for someone who does not want to be with you. All right. Second, the ex, drop that too, because that's a messy bottom. That's the ex reads messy bottom all the way through. Leave that alone, because she ain't got nothing to lose, and I bet you she ain't got no health care. All right. She looked like she sound like a bitch that ain't got no health care, no health insurance, no nothing. Like, she forgot to even sign up for Obamacare. She just sound like she's ready to lose anything and everything. She does not care. All right, let that go.
Gosh.
Third, there was another aspect of this thing. Now, this is just me speaking, because I had 9 sisters, and I can't see this woman go out like that. I would write an anonymous letter and send it to her. Look, hold on. This is just me speaking.
Bitch, let me put you in the middle. Hang on.
This is just me speaking. Because my thing is, because I have 9 sisters, I was raised by my aunties, my grandmamas, it was women dominating my family. And I honestly cannot see this woman going out like that, thinking that she's got this faithful man. And the whole entire time she's being played. So an anonymous letter would be written. That would include some real facts, because you just can't write a letter talking about your husband's gay and leave it on her windshield.
Period.
You got to give her some type of acknowledgement so that she's like, oh shit, this is real. And I would leave it at that. I just can't see her go out like that. Like y'all was just, like you were just saying, like the woman that you said in your story, she ended up contracting STDs. Like, now she's trapped. I can't see her go out like that. And some Black women are a little naive to this type of situation. Especially, like, this can't be my man. This can't happen to me. And that's cool. And then just walk away. Just walk away from it all.
Especially church women. When that dynamic of church women, they want to be married so bad to fit into the narrative that church presents. So or marriage presents to the church in that aspect. So they become extremely naive to, major red flags. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And they have people in their ear. Your pastor's talking about it. Well, he's changed, or the first lady is telling you, well, just pray about it and stick it out. Like that becomes a very toxic space in that aspect.
Absolutely. So that's just me. I'm speaking on what I would do.
I think I feel the same way you feel, easy about women. Like, and we talk about this on the podcast a lot. Like, the way I feel about women, I want to protect them so much that it's like, this is just screaming, like, I just wish I knew who the hell this was, because I want to save this lady. Like, honestly, I really do. I hate to see women go through things, because
exactly.
Yeah, I grew up with women. I only have a sister. My mom has 6 sisters. My dad has 4. So like my life was consumed with women stuff. So like when I just see a woman in a bad position, I just really want to be like, ma'am.
No, I honestly, I don't think I would be. Like I said, I'm just speaking from me. Like if I was in a situation, an anonymous letter would be written to her, detailing some things that she couldn't foresee.
Mm.
I just Ooh, yeah. I'm sorry.
I'll get to him because I see.
Yeah. I was like,
we got a lot of them.
So I put mine on full screen so I can't see the comments.
Oh, okay.
I'll be like, wait because I would get engaged with them, and we will.
Okay, so let's see where we are in the comments. I want to try to get everybody's comment here.
It's just like that's. Oh my God, this letter was there were so many components to this letter, and you really had to break it down.
Yeah.
To address every single one of them, because he wanted to know about the friendship. Then there was the ex. Then there was the wife, and like it. Woo.
Let's see. Vocals New York says, if you were a hoe, baby, hoes are everywhere, and you will eventually run into one of your old jump offs. Yeah, it's bound to happen. You be in the grocery store with your new wife, honey, and what happened?
I bet you she makes more money than he does.
Ooh. The girl must not be local to not know or pick up on him. That's not necessarily true. Yeah. Again, if this is a church situation, she's just naive because she wants to be married. And she She wants that narrative. Damon said, "Don't ask questions, run." Daryl says, "I had to come to know myself way, way away from my family. Once I knew myself, then I came back to the family and introduced me to them."
That's dope.
Very true. Sometimes you have to remove yourself from the pressures of what other people want for your life. You know,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Your parents have expectations of you, but at the end of the day, they have lived their life. You have to live yours, and sometimes you need to step away in order to be able to find yourself, to be comfortable, and then come back into the circle and say, okay, well, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. I'm okay if you leave it. It's fine, and keep it moving. What were you gonna say, Aaron?
I was just saying that comment is really dope because just thinking about my transition and the counseling and stuff going into like being gay, and let people know about it. Like it really was like you had to do that in order to really kind of live for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can recall
I lived with my family all my life, and I never got an opportunity to live for me growing up. But when I got an opportunity, my family knows, like, whatever you see me doing, I'm doing it because I want to do it.
Yeah. I can agree with you there because I'm over the span of my life, I look at the situations where I have moved and transitioned to different states, different situations where I didn't have family around, so I was able to grow up and find myself and not be held to the confines of what people thought I should be, whether it was family and or friends. So I totally understand that.
And I think if we have younger people that are watching, that's a really dope thing to say, because sometimes it does take that for you to get that space from your family and your friends that you're used to being around and that's normal for you, and take time to just learn who you are as an individual.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Dream Big said if he writes a letter, oh boy will know that it was him.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree that she needs to be tipped off. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Vocals New York says, baby, I would send a beautiful arrangement with a note saying your man is gay and his close friend.
I'm with it. See, Vocals, I don't know who Vocals is, but Vocals and I have been on the same page a lot.
Yes. So I think that's the bulk of the letter from this writer. Any last notes for?
That was only the beginning of the letter.
Well, I mean, we've talked through the rest of it pretty much.
I gave my.
I think the real question was about letting a friend go, though, right?
Well, I don't think that the friendship cutting off was in question at this point. If the guy has made a decision to cut off his friends, then I don't think there's anything in question.
Exactly. You can't sit there and be like, should I cut the friendship off when he done already cut it off?
He's
Like,
already cut it off. He's already made. He made the choice. So.
Oh yeah, it was how do you rebound from the loss of a friend? That's
that part. Okay.
You have other friends.
Yeah.
You have other friends.
I can tell you from personal experience of losing a friend over something that was petty. And we've talked about this before on the podcast. Aaron, you sweating, sugar?
This thing like is killing me right now.
Oh my goodness! You had to dig down.
I adjusted it a little earlier. It's like killing me.
You had to dig in your breath, honey, and just get that sweat from out of it. Like what? Right? Goodness gracious.
Dwayne Lala.
Lord, what I was gonna say is, it's taken me a couple of years to get over the loss of a friend. To be honest with you, it has taken me a while because this particular person I thought was going to be somebody that was going to be a friend for life, and we had a petty misunderstanding that we were not able to rebound from. So I know how this writer feels in terms of how heartbreaking it is to lose a friend. It's like losing a relationship. Absolutely. You literally have to kind of like go through the motions of losing, a partner, because ultimately you guys were in a relationship, just not sexual. So it's totally understandable. Take the time, do what you got to do. Don't dwell on it. As a matter of fact, I'll say even this, extend the olive branch and just say, hey, can we talk? Do we need to talk about it? If the person chooses not to, then that's it. Take your hands off of it. Don't keep trying. You try it once. You don't need to keep trying again. If they don't want to talk to you, then that's on them. And you did what you did.
He's already made his decision. So it's like, there's no other conversation to be had.
You just got to make peace.
You'll make new friends, and that's just what that's going to be. You can't, rebounding from it, either you give this man his space until he comes back to the community, or you...
Because he's coming back.
He's like 1 foot is in the door because he kept the sex buddy. So
they're gonna drag him back,
voluntarily or involuntarily, honey. He's coming back in some form or fashion, and she's gonna find out. Good Lord, Brandon. Okay, let's see what Brandon says. I love you guys. Those faces when Easy said send that letter. I want to add to what Easy said though. Let it go, but understand what is happening. This is a complete struggle that your friend / ex-friend is dealing with. This has fear written all over it. Know this, he will have to come back to you at the end of the day once what is done in the dark comes to the light. At this point, it's time to step away and love your friend, ex-friend from a distance and allow him to embark on this hard journey. Very well said.
Absolutely.
Very well said, Brandon. Very well said. Very, very well said. Salute to that. Absolutely.
I said that though. I did that with my best friend. So I definitely think that you have to let people go through their own journeys. Sometimes that doesn't include you. That does not make you not a friend, but they have to go through their journeys by themselves sometimes.
Yeah. I said the exact same thing about the friends that I've had to part ways with. Some were my best friends, and it just didn't go further. Like there's nothing else that I can do. There's no more energy I can put into it. So I have to love you from afar. Like I don't wish I'm not out here wishing you ill will.
Right.
Wishing death upon you. I hope you shine. I hope you shine bright and do all the things that you want and need to do in life. I just won't be there shining with you.
Yeah, I say this all the time. If I see you, I'm gonna speak to you, dap you, good to see you, genuinely, but I want you to have your success over there. And until you decide that you want to come back, if you decide that, I'm gonna be here. I don't, like you said, Easy. I don't wish you any ill will. I'm not trying to be evil or malice. I'm not trying to break up anything. I'm not. I might send the arrangement and send the letter, but that's.
Well, I'm definitely writing that. I'm definitely sending an arrangement and writing that note.
Right. Vocals New York says that they love you. Great minds think alike. What's up, Mr. Taylor? Welcome. You've missed a whole lot, friend. No, Brandon, it's fine. That message was great, but but see, Brandon, I can tell y'all this. Brandon, we grew up in church together. Brandon used to play for my grandfather and like direct choirs in my grandfather's church. So we grew up in church together. So we understand this topic way more than I think most people, or all of us kind of have that understanding as well on this panel. Because we all know church to a degree. Ending a friendship is hard. It's like a breakup. My friend of 42 years and I haven't spoken over 5 years. It's hard, but you learn, you grow, and you move forward. Absolutely, Carl. Absolutely.
I don't think that people understand that, you know, when you break up with your friends, it's like breaking up with your boyfriend or something like that. Like, it really is a real breakup. And especially, and this speaking from my friendship, like, we were together every day. Like, even before, like, even when I was not dealing with guys, my cousin was like my best friend. We lived together. We hung out every day together. We drank together. Like, we were like, we kind of like, we were like twins. Like, we would just be together so much. So losing those friendships are not as hard as a lot of people think that they are. If you've never really had like a real friend in your life before, where it's like that. And like, I think I'm an impulsive person. So like, when I'm your friend, like, I'm your friend for real. Like, I want to make sure you're good. You want some things, I'm going to be there for you. My best friend, when I went through my breakup, I'm going to tell you, this is crazy, but I didn't eat for like 5 days. This man he fed me food. Like, that's the kind of friend I had. So like, I get it when people are saying that friendships are hard, because it is hard breaking up for someone who's been there for you through the good and the bad times.
Well, think about it this way. You, again, as we said, but let's kind of break it down even further. We said that friendships are like, sexual relationship or partner relationships without the sex. You're talking to them every day. You're sharing, intimate conversations with them about this one or that one or whatever, whatever, intimate, emotional conversations with them. They know everything about you. You're hanging out every day. You're seeing them every day. So in that aspect, when you lose that something does happen to you when that's taken away from you.
You've lost a piece of yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely. Vocals New York says his wife will eventually find out and he will try to come back. As for me in my house, that door would be shut.
Oh, the door absolutely agree. There's no revolving door with me about that.
The door is closed, Portia. You are a bad friend.
I don't know about friends coming back. Like, that's never been.
I think that you have to give people time. Seriously, honestly, I feel like people go through things and you have to let them go through that. And I think if the shoe was on the other foot, you want your friend to do the same thing for you.
Well, here's the other aspect to that. At the end of the day, the love might not be romantic, but you love them. Yeah. Right. And so can you easily say, for somebody that you love, like you genuinely love and you care about their well-being, you know intimate personal details about this person, can you easily cut them off after someone from like Carl's comment where he said they've been friends for 42 years? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's not something you can just close the door on, I don't think.
I just don't think it will ever be the same.
But hear this though, it doesn't have to be the same, because it's a growing space. It's just like being in a relationship with someone when you go through things, but you guys make it through it. It's not that it doesn't look the same. The love is going to be it should be a little bit more, because you've made it through these things. And I think this is why I really hate even dating in relationships, because people don't understand the concept of that. When you go through stuff, it's supposed to bring you guys closer, not put you apart. Because the fact that you guys made it through this means that you mean that much more to me when we made it through these things together. And whether we work together whether we did it together to work through it or separately, we still came back to each other.
What? Easy? What is that?
Ring the bell, Dwayne. Ring the bell.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me ask you this question, though. Let me ask you this question, E. Let me ask you this question. If Meech were to do something to where you all were not speaking for a long periodically amount of time, like what? Shut up, Aaron. What? Would you accept Meech to be able to come back into your life? Not maybe in the same capacity, because we understand that both of you now are two different people at this point, because you've gone through something that have made you two different people. But would you still accept him as your best friend coming back to you years later?
Okay, I see what you're saying. And I'm not gonna put that out there because I love Meech. I love Meech to death. But I'll say this because I'm kind of going through the same situation right now.
Okay.
And I know I talked about it briefly before. I just recently started speaking to a sister of mine who I have not spoken to in maybe 10, 11 years.
Now this is your sister. This is a little different.
Yeah, I know it's a little different,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like now we were thick thieves when we were, I lived with her. She rescued me from my situation. Like she was there for me. And we had a little situation and it literally parted us for a good 10, 11 years. And we just started speaking, I want to say like late last year. As much as I love my sister, I'm still guarded. Because you're not going to put me through that again.
Rightfully so.
There's certain types of hurt that you just do not want to experience again the second time around. Mm-hmm. And yes, the door is open. It's a little crack. Like you can. I'm not going to say it's fully open. There's a foot in there. So I'm just taking it step by step. But in the back of my mind, I do see like. I don't think that we'll ever be able to get what we once had back. And I don't see us having something more than what we already had.
Have you guys had the conversation? Like, have you shared that? Have you talked to her about that? And I'm gonna tell you. Oh, no, go ahead. Answer the question.
That we have not.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why. You said something very pertinent that I think is the natural guard to us when people are like, nope, the door's closed. I'm not dealing with that again. I'm not going through that again because you were hurt. Okay. And you don't want to have to deal with that hurt ever again, which is what you said. But I think when people shut doors like that or they want to cut people off, it's because that hurt does something to you that you don't want to have to go through that ever again. And you're going to guard yourself at all costs, regardless of who it is, whether it's family, whether it's friends. I don't want to be in that hurt space again because I don't like how I feel in it. I don't like what it does to me. And so I'm not going to put myself in that space. And so that's understandable when people are guarded because then they don't want to have to deal with that emotion and that feeling.
Can I say something? So I feel like when you have relationships with people and you're dealing with trust with them, it's always going to be a growing thing. The magnitude of why you want to trust them are going to be different levels. But I think that it comes to the point where it's like you have to try to figure out, do you trust this person not to really hurt you again? Like, did the lesson happen while you guys were not together anymore? Make them understand how much it hurt you, and will they ever do it again? It does put you in a place where you have to be vulnerable to give them the opportunity to do that. I feel like that's like almost like the definition of love. Like you give people the opportunity to hurt you, but you know that they're not going to do it. And if they do it, how are they going to come back to you and fix that?
Well, I mean, I think you said something very major, Aaron, where you're making yourself vulnerable and susceptible to the possibility that they could hurt you again, right? Yeah. But I think that you monitor the situation. You take tabs at the situation to say, are they making an effort not to put me in that space or that make me feel that way again? Are they making the effort to make it better, so that we can kind of get on some kind of track or some kind of semblance? Are they aware of it? Because again, we say this all the time. You can't hold people accountable for something that they don't know. And so if I haven't told you that this is what this did to me, then I can't expect you to feel, to know that that's how it put, the space that it put me in. So I think it's vital that you have to be vulnerable. And some people aren't willing to be vulnerable to say, I just rather not deal with it. I don't want you around me. Okay. Let's go to some of the comments really quick. Wait, do you have anything else to say, either guys? No? Okay. Brandon says, I agree with you guys. Friendships are covenants too, rather. And you go through the same waves of romance ones as well. Highs, lows, stale, dry times, etc. Mr. Taylor says, Oh my gosh, I needed this conversation. Me and my best friend of 9 years are not on the best of terms. And it really took a toll on me how much I put into the friendship to not give it back, get it back, or give it back. One thing damaged it. We're still correlated, but it's not on the same level. Oh, so you're still cordial, excuse me, and you're not on the same level. The drink is kicking in. When I start stumbling over words, that
So
drink.
let me say this. I think that's in time that's going to change though. Like I don't know how long they have reconnected, but I don't think you go back to the friendship like, hey, like this is my best friend again. You know, you may still use that term, but the relationship has definitely changed. It shifts as people, our lives shift all the time. I mean, that's going to happen. And I think that giving up to me is just so hard for me because if I loved you, I have a hard time with giving up on you. That's why me and my ex is friends now, because I just can't give up on people that I've had love for. Period. It's not in my DNA. Like I see my grandfather love people who didn't have anything, no one in the world, and he was there for these people. So like growing up, that's all I saw was like what unconditional love looks like to me. So when I have friends, or especially when I have friends, and we go through things, I'm unconditionally loving you. If we have to take a space or a break in our friendship, I'm still going to love you from afar until we become friends again. And it may take time for us to get back to the same place, or maybe to a better level of friendship once we become friends again. But I don't lose that love for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Damien said it shouldn't be expected to be the same. Life changes that and more. Marriages aren't the same as they are in the beginning either, but the love is represented differently, but it's still there. So exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
Daryl has a question for the panel that if you guys want to answer.
It's a question.
Totally unrelated, but we'll go with it for Daryl.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Red light, yellow light, green light.
So, Meech, since you're at the top of the light, you want to answer the question?
Am I at the top of the? Oh, I am at the top of the light. I am very much single.
Aaron?
I'm very single as well.
And
with a few friends with benefits.
two bitch. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. And I am not available. All right, moving on.
That's actually funny because that's really like the colors of the light that we just read off with our dating situations.
No, not available. Your level of trust and regard does change, though. You are more cautious, absolutely, as you should be. Absolutely. Mr. Taylor says he agrees with you, Aaron. You're absolutely right. Come on, friends with benefits. Yes. All right. So is there another letter, Aaron? Are we done with this letter?
We're supposed to be moving on to the sex.
Woo! Sheesh. That was a good conversation, though.
Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things.
Oh. Okay.
No comment.
Yikes. All right. Sex topics.
I always like that part on the podcast when it plays. I'm sorry.
Yes. If you listen to our podcast, Aaron has a little clip when we start going into sex topics that goes into Salt and Peppers. Let's talk about sex. We don't own the rights to any of this music or the songs that Aaron was singing. All right.
If y'all watching, let us know.
So are we ready for sex topics? I have you have something, or you want me to go?
I sent you what I had. So
okay, cool. So
I mean, I do have a topic though. I do have a topic, but we can go to the one that I sent first, or whatever you have.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you a video. These videos. This is my new jam. I really enjoy these videos. I'm gonna set the video up for you though, so that you understand what you're watching. This is a couple that's in a car. They're having an argument. The friend is outside the car recording the conversation. And so listen to the argument between this friend, these people in a relationship and the friend. Just listen to what they have to say.
Shit, I don't do that. I don't go out all the time. I'm not that type nigga.
Okay, we done talking.
Bro. Uh-oh. Don't run up on me.
I'm about to Hey, stop doing me like that! Cause I don't do your fucking ass like this.
Bro, quit.
Let me go. Let me go!
Bro,
Let me
quit, bro. Quit. Bro, quit doing this shit, bro. Bro, stop. Quit. It's a love affair. She's a baby, you right? You know she's spoiled. She used to you all the time. I know, bro. I keep doing shit. She tripping, spazzing out. You must have hit that button at the back of that pussy.
So
it's the last comment took me out.
It took me out.
it's one of my favorite videos, but I do want to ask, have you ever had anybody hit the button at the back of the pussy? Just a question.
Okay.
Well, you have to start with okay. All right.
Know we have story time, so I'm gonna just give you this. I actually, this is really crazy. Like, I just had a real flashback. So when I was in college, there was this guy that I had met, and actually we're like Facebook friends now. Like we kind of have a really interesting relationship, but it was so hard for us to like really do stuff because I was not out at the time, and so I would literally have to like call him and cuss him the fuck out on his voicemail for him to like come see me, right? And so, but when he came to see me, it was just like, when we had sex, it was like, I'm gonna just sit here and shut my fat ass up.
Come on, Precious.
And we laugh and joke about that all the time now as adults because it literally was like that. Like every time, like he just knew what to do. Like whenever he wanted the shit to calm down, he knew that what my buttons were. So like, even like he came to see me in Atlanta a little while, like a few years ago, and it was the same thing. It was like, and it was crazy because he was like standing across the street from where I was living in a hotel, and I'm like, "Are you coming over here? Like, what's going on?" And he did, he was like not really responding or whatever. So he finally responded, and he was like, "I'm walking across the street." So I'm like, "All right, cool." So he walks across the street, and literally when he came into the house, it was a great sexual experience on the couch, on the floor, in the kitchen. So I'll probably have one of those buttons.
I'm gonna say this. I have to do our disclaimer. The videos and views that do not reflect Facebook or Twitter or the Affairs of Our podcast. We don't condone violence. We don't think that anybody should swing on anybody. That was not the purpose of the video. However, I think that we can talk about, to a degree, ever being in love with someone that you are frustrated enough that she was extremely frustrated about the way he was treating her. Obviously we laugh at the comment that his friend made, which is the topic of the sex topic, but we don't condone violence. Don't go swinging on nobody. If they hit the button at the back of the pussy, still don't swing on them. Just
throw it back at him.
Right. That part. Easy, what you got? You got anything on that one?
I was actually going to ask, like, what are we referring to with this video? Because there were so many things going on in the video, and I kind of lost track of like what am I supposed to be focusing in on.
There's so many things.
Again, it was like a makeup sex kind of thing. Like in my mind, I was thinking.
Of course, you would. You would think about it being
they probably fucked down after that.
She got some low self-esteem. She dealing with some father issues, some low self-esteem issues. She needs
Have we been there? Have we been there? Have we all been there though?
No.
Okay. No. I'm not saying the low self-esteem. I'm not saying the low self-esteem, but I'm just saying in love with someone to that degree.
No.
I know I have been.
I have been.
I no. I would have been left. I would have been left. Like I just.
Aaron got hot. You got hot again, Aaron. What happened?
I'm just thinking about this man now. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right. Let's go to some of the comments real quick, and we'll go to the next topic. First off, I don't do violence in relationships. Absolutely, Joseph. In the words of my girl Brandy, my heart is pure, but these hands are quick. Yes, they are. I would agree. Car says, "Is that the question?" There's so much more to the question that in that video. Absolutely, we do agree. I just wanted to. I thought the last comment was hilarious.
I got the question. I understand.
Thank you. You know, just trying to add some variety to the conversation.
Look, I was confused. I didn't know. No one prepped me.
When I heard the last part, I understood where we were going with this.
Thank you so much. I understand it was not normal.
So much had happened before that comment. Like I was trying to. I was mentally taking notes on everything.
Right. You know what does it for me is when she looks out that window. Like, I know this nigga just didn't say what I think he said.
That hand, baby, I knew some shit was about to go down.
And the crazy thing about it, she probably still with that nigga. Like,
he's probably fucking life out after that.
That don't make it okay. Like,
it doesn't make it okay. But hey,
sometimes that makeup sex is all you need.
That's not my testimony.
I'm going to tell you that it happens sometimes. I'm a witness.
Keep it. I don't want no parts of it.
Have you sprung and doing things you didn't know you could do? I'm just gonna say.
I didn't even know if I can ride a unicorn off my porch. Like I didn't know.
No, I want no parts of that.
No parts of it. Joseph says, if your sex is good, that is going to make you react in a toxic way, then I want no part. Sidebar, I think Aaron got that type of sex.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay, Aaron. So
ring the buzzer.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Aaron, you have toxic sex.
Nor deny any of this.
Okay. Jamie says, one of my exes, who is in Atlanta, by the way, knew where the button was, pushed the button, mashed the button, removed it, and put it back.
That's my brother.
That was years ago. Shh, don't tell my husband.
That's my brother.
And I get the idea. The car belonging to her, rolling my eyes.
It do.
It had to have. All right, let's go to our next. Of course, because I'm bored and I find other videos. This is going to be a little more funnier than the last one. This comes in from our girl Jessie. So, gentlemen, shout out to Jessie Wu for her video and her Zozo appointment. Have you ever had a Zozo appointment that it was not what you expected it to be? Did you think that it was, you thought it was going to be like, oh, rock Zozo, some hard Zozo, as Jessie says, and you get there and it was womp womp.
I've definitely had that experience.
Were you counting, Aaron?
I was counting. I've definitely had that. I think we've probably talked about it on the podcast too.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of times, like for me, it's like when guys are like, "Oh, I want to eat that ass," and then they come and it's like for like 5 minutes and they try to go start fucking, and I'm like,
Easy. You look a little disheveled there, friend. You all right?
Do we have a translator?
Okay, right. Right. Like, can somebody translate for Easy right now?
I need to know what the nonverbal.
You need Meech for that.
Where is Meech in the comments? We need him.
He's dancing himself away right now. He's got a class he's teaching. But no, I've never been in that predicament before.
So
and
all of you,
and I was sitting here thinking about it, and I'm just like,
First of all, I mean, let's just go back to this here. I don't like, don't finger me at all. Like, just don't do that. I don't want that. I don't like that. I don't even understand that.
well, I mean, it's not like that. That's for her.
This is the problem.
I mean, they shouldn't be doing this on you. Like, what?
I mean, I guess I get it. Like, we're kissing and like you're doing this, you know. But this,
Well, that's not for us. That's for her.
Right. I understand that, but this is still like,
not the hook. Like, what? Who's fingering you? What is going? What is going on?
It's a prostate.
Now, it takes 2 fingers to get to the prostate.
This or even
not,
this.
Not one.
Yeah.
No.
Massage that prostate.
Find it first. Find it.
That part.
All right, let's go to some of the comments and see what people are saying about this one. They really actually enjoyed this one, apparently. The violin. Yes, we're not playing the violin with the pussy. No, we're not. I sure did, and I had to show him the door. No stroke game was a waste of my damn time. I said, Negro, this is not working. You gotta go. Just put them out, Vocals New York. Just put them straight out. Mr. Taylor said, just had one Saturday night, Sunday morning, and he was a regular. Oh no. I'm sorry.
If it's a regular, I feel like there should be like an opportunity to redeem themselves. Because there's a reason why he's a regular.
That's a good point.
There's a reason why you caught him multiple times. So if he had a bad night, a bad look, you know,
he gets an excuse.
Yeah.
He gets a hall pass.
Sorry. Make you think of this. Have you ever faked the orgasm because it was bad and you want to be over with?
Oh,
I've done that, but not because it was bad. It's just because for me, it takes a long time.
Yes.
For me to release, so it's just like you wearing it out. I got work in the morning. Like, come on now. Like, no, I want to see it. No, it ain't coming. It ain't happening right now.
It was internal. I came in inside. Yeah. Okay. Joseph says, been there, done that. I hate when someone boasts about their head game and then it be all no teeth. Like I should stab you in your forehead with a rusty spoon. I think he means all teeth.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he means all teeth.
You need some teeth.
Right. Like I should stab you in the head with a rusty spoon for playing with my Zozo. So now that started something. Now everybody's going to start calling it a Zozo. DJ says the worst. It's super annoying when they've chased you for months and you give up the game and the sex is trash. Man, waste my wetness for nothing. That's true. That's very true. Gerald says, Easy is a low-key freak. He gets to hold him back. Give us something easy.
Hello.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yes. I just don't understand. We've all had a bad experience with someone. Like, we've all had it. You've had amazing sex every time.
That's
Dwayne slowly even got out of this conversation.
Okay, all right.
First of all, I'm reading the comments. I'm running the things. I'll make.
He does this all.
I told y'all about the little dick man, but we didn't even get to do anything because I was just like, no. That I had the biter, but once again, we didn't get to do anything because I cut that shit off real quick. We didn't get clothes off. I don't know. He just kept biting me, and he kept using the excuse that I'm a Leo. You know, that's my thing. I'm like, well, my thing is calling 911 when I feel afraid and scared. So, what you want to do?
Where was he biting you?
He was just like, you know, you making out, clothes are starting to come off, I'm down for a little nibble here and there. But like he had like chomped down on me, and I'm like, oh, hold on, sir, that hurt. Watch yourself. So we get back into it. He did it again. I'm like, no, for real, that hurt. Like, stop. And he did it. And the third time was what did it. I'm like, I will legit call the police.
I had a guy like that. He was eating my ass one time, and after we did it a few times, but it was like my first kind of experience with this. So I didn't know if this was like normal or not. But like the way he was sucking and like biting on it was like painful.
Yeah.
And I kept trying to like move him back a little bit to adjust him. But it was like so aggressive. It was like this is why I like big muscular guys either, because they're so aggressive. And I'm like, this hurts. It's not pleasurable.
Before I have an uncomfortable situation or a bad experience, I'm going to end it. Like that's just me. So I think maybe because I just foresaw things not going well, I'm like,
and we're done, right?
Yeah, and we're done. Like we're done. Like
I think with him, I dealt with him because the sex was good though. It was just the ass eating part was not pleasurable at all.
Because a lot of people really don't know how to do foreplay, and I think foreplay is subjective. But foreplay is subjective. You have to be able to like know when you're doing something right and when you're not, and everybody's different. So you can't do what you did on the last person because maybe that person doesn't. They don't respond that way.
I think I said the last time we were on here too. Like you just gotta read your partner, whoever you're with. Read them. Mm-hmm. Look, monitor their body as you're doing whatever you do.
My body,
if they're responding well to it, that's something that they like.
My body, everything.
Your body and your
facial expression will tell you everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't hide my facial expressions at all. So if you're doing something good, you're gonna know it. If you're doing something bad, you're gonna know that too.
You're gonna know that too. Yeah, that's true. Especially when I want you to stop doing something. Like stop. Yeah. Like my I'll share. My left nipple is pierced. My right one isn't. So you can, and a lot of people take that as a license to be like, what'd you say? What'd you say?
Nipple piercings.
Right. But people take that as a license to be like, oh, it's pierced. Like, no. Like, you can, I mean, even gently. Now, some people like that. I don't in particular. Like, you have to be, it's pierced, it's been pierced for years, but still be gentle with it. Like, come on.
Actually, I think for me, I do kind of like the aggressiveness of my nipples because both of mine are pierced. So that the roughness of my nipples is not bad for me.
But don't pull it out with your teeth, like trying to pull it out with your teeth. Like that doesn't.
Like sometimes I'm like bite harder. Like I kind of like that. I guess it kind of reminds me of like when it got pierced, like the pain from that. What's sensation?
But this just goes back to knowing your partner and knowing what they like.
So before I got my nipples pierced, I didn't have nipples. My nipples were like inside. So when they pierced them, the guy had to pull my nipples out and put the piercing behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So now my nipples show now. So, but they're more sensational for me now because they're not pushed back.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Easy, you have shared. I was gonna say you've shared. So I guess it's time for me to share because clearly they're asking in the comments. I need to share something.
Like, what do they want us to share?
I guess a bad experience. But I've shared this before, and I'll say it again. I mean, I've had several, but one in particular. That goes. You said what? What'd you say, Aaron?
I said you be skipping a lot of questions a lot of times. Me and Easy will go. You ask, and we'll move on.
I'm the moderator. You know, I got to keep it rolling. But I'll share this one. I've shared this before, and I'll say it again, and it kind of correlates to what DJ was saying, where somebody had been in my inbox when I was single. Somebody had been in my inbox, and they, oh, I can't wait till you come to DC. I can't wait till you come to DC. Oh, you got to come to DC. You got to go. Okay, so I'm in DC. I'll be in DC these days. I get to DC, meet up with the person. They look how they look on their pictures. All of the vibe is right. Like everything is just, we go eat, great time. We get back to my hotel, And we're talking and vibing, we're drinking wine, and clothes start coming off, and it's real hot and heavy, and it's like I'm getting the energy that I need, and everything is great. And then all of a sudden, he spat in my mouth.
Oh.
And I was like, and I I froze because I was like, did he just spit?
I would have left.
It was my hotel room. Did he just spit in my mouth? Like it. I mean, and it has turned me off. And this particular person still, hey, when you coming back to? No, I'm not. I'm not coming. I could be in DC, and I'm not coming back to DC. Like that. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, and it completely turned. Because once I'm turned off, I can't get turned back on. There's nothing that you can do that's gonna fix it. So that's that on that. You got some hand claps, Easy, for sharing your story. There you go.
Yeah, I try. I do the best I can.
Carl said this guy counted me. Courted me. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Let me get my glass.
You want me to read it? I got you.
Read it.
6 months.
This guy courted me for over 6 months. Talked about how he was highly sexual. We got together. He started spitting on me, and then sucking it off of me. He did it twice. I put my shirt on and said, "Nope." Walked him to the door.
Carl, we might have had the same guy, so we might need to get in the DMs and talk about who this was. But yeah, that's I don't know how I feel about that.
Do good with spit at all. Like, I just don't want you to spit on me. There's one place you can spit, but other places, no.
You gonna tell him where that one place is? Oh, okay. I thought we was waiting.
Partners know where that's at.
This is those folks living out them porn videos that they keep watching.
Oh.
Everything in porn is not meant to be in the bedroom.
I'm gonna tell you, my ex spit in my mouth one time, and like it literally turned me the fuck off so bad. Like I just could. I was like, "Why the fuck do you think this is okay?" And like it was like the spit would like it dribbled down your lip.
Stop.
Into your mouth.
Stop. Go to the comments away.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
We don't need the visual.
What'd you say, Aaron?
I almost threw up.
Yeah, it's terrible. I can't do it. Damien says, spitting in low level disrespect to me, and I would have had to start swinging. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not gonna. It's disrespect.
It just reminds me of white people spitting on black people. Honestly, that's where my mind goes when I see spit.
We're getting to that comment in a second. Somebody said that in the comments. You spit on me, and I am hitting you in the head with a greasy frying pan. I know folks see that shit on Twitter and OnlyFans and think that shit works really well. It's a no.
See?
And this is a man after your own heart, Aaron. Unless it is in my booty, and then no spitting. Yes. Okay. Okay. And as Damien said, the colonizers love it. It's a no for me. Yep. Y'all killing me by trying to duplicate porn. No, sir. Wrong fantasy. They sure do. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Everybody agrees with Damien. Okay. So that's that on that. Let's go to the last topic, sex topic that we have. I often hear some in the community say that they don't believe 100% tops exist, but believe 100% bottoms exist. Why is it we think someone is lying about being a total top and not a total bottom?
I have asked that question so many damn times. Because I just
I'm gonna go first on this.
Huh?
I'm gonna go first on this one.
Oh, me?
Okay. You guys, because I have a whole story, so I want to let you guys go first.
Okay.
You always got a story.
Well, I just posted it on Twitter, so.
Well, wait. Before we do that, somebody says that they think spit play is actually sexy. There's a devil's advocate in the room in regards to the spit comments, because I think everybody was negative about it. But he thinks that spit play is sexy with the right guy. But this is why it is important to know desires and limitations before hooking up or sex.
I was actually going to say that because I mean, it's like if it's the person that like I'm really interested in, I may not be that disgusted by it, but I still spit is just like a really touchy subject for me.
Mm-hmm. There's always limitations to certain things. It's like when the ugly dude approaches you and snatches you up in the club. No, nigga, get off me. But let a fine motherfucker do it and be like, all right, daddy. So, it's just everyone has their thing. Like you just got to.
It's approach. It's based on approach. So, is it okay for why is it not okay for 100% tops and 100% bottoms to be accepted? Why can somebody be a total top and not be a total bottom? What's your thoughts, Easy?
I believe that there are total tops. I believe there are total bottoms. And then you got verse. It just is what it is. I don't think I really have much of an opinion about it because there's always going to be someone that's going to challenge it. Because they come up with I'm not going to say they come up with, because it's definitely proven, but everyone's top is someone else's bottom. Or everyone's bottom is someone else's top. Like it is what it is. I just know for me, just know what you're doing when you come into my room. What you do in those other people's rooms that's between you and them. All right, that's just it. When you come through these doors right here, my threshold.
What are they going into that room, though? Is my question.
Huh?
You said what?
What exactly are they going into that room? Because I don't think that I've ever been confirmed whether I thought you was like versatile, or you don't know if you're versatile.
Who?
You.
You don't know, or I don't know?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. We've talked about this a few times. I don't think you ever clarified whether you were just the top or bottom, or are you versatile. I think that you said you were open to some things, but I don't think you've ever clarified any of that.
I am a bottom.
Okay.
I have never topped. Mm-hmm. But I also am very understanding with the idea that I may end up being with someone who is versatile. Mm-hmm. So I also know that I may have to do things if I want to be in a relationship. So, but at the same time, it's something that I am willing to try with the right person.
Okay.
So that's the thing.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So if a person is walking into the room, right, how do they not know that this is the time that you might want to try to figure out if you like it or not?
Oh, they know. We don't play those type of games over here. We that comes with longevity. Like we've had, because I'm a conversationalist, so we're gonna communicate. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna express ourselves, and then we'll go from there. First time coming through here, no, absolutely not. Not gonna happen. No. It's like that because it's something that I've never done before. I need to know, like, it's gonna be I need to know you're gonna be comfortable, and I need to make sure that I'm gonna be comfortable.
But how do you know that you don't like it if you never did it, though?
I never gone bungee jumping, but you don't see me jumping off the next bridge I roll across.
But if you get the opportunity to do it, you may like it, though.
I'm good.
Bungee jumping.
I've lived this long.
I never bungee jumped before, but I mean, it's a possibility I may do it one day.
There's no possibility for me. I'm a grown ass man. I know what I'm gonna do and what I'm not gonna do. Like,
I'm just asking because the listeners and the viewers be asking questions sometimes. So.
Well, I mean, I will answer all questions that come my way. I am a bottom. I have never topped. Would I be willing to top for the right person, for the right relationship? Absolutely. I can give it to you on Christmas, Thanksgiving, your birthday, and Martin Luther King Day. Maybe Easter, depending on how Sunday dinner go.
Are we done? Do I need to? I will answer the question. I think I have something to contribute since Aaron has a story to tell. Um, I think honestly, I think that it's a little more psychological to a degree because we talk about bottom shaming a lot. So everybody doesn't want to admit that a lot of people don't want to admit that they're bottoms because of what comes with that. So it's not so hard to say that somebody's the top. And if they say they're a top, then if they're automatically ridiculed, well, there's somebody else's bottom, or they didn't bottom before, or they bottom for me, or what. It's not anything to be ashamed of. I think, and we'll get to one of the comments, but Jamie made a comment in the group saying that in a utopia gay world, everybody's versed. Everybody has been versed at some point. Everybody has had both ends of the spectrum to know whether they like it or not, except for Easy, apparently. But it will happen eventually. Hey, but I mean, some people matriculate faster and some people are slower, and it just happens. But I think we shouldn't shame anybody for being either or. If you say you a top, then you a top. If that's what you present to me and that's what you gave me, you a top. I don't want to hear about what you did in the past. I don't want to know, okay, if you're top and you give me that energy, you finna top me. That's what we finna do. And that's it. Like same as for bottoms. If you say you're a bottom, you a bottom. I'm gonna be a bottom tonight. That's what I'm gonna be, whether you want to talk about me or not. So that's how I feel. But go ahead, Aaron, with your story.
Before Aaron,
Whoa! Everybody's talking. What happened?
I was saying before Aaron shares the story, I just want to co-sign on what you just said, because honestly, when I started dealing with a man and my first sexual experience, I literally thought that's what I was supposed to do.
Was bottom or top?
Yeah, and because of things that I've heard and seen as far as like bottom shaming, well, not necessarily bottom shaming, but like or your positions or everything, I felt like, okay, I bottom, now that's where I got to stay. That's what I have to do, and that's literally how I went through, life from that point on. Like I had my first sexual experience when I was 21. He was the first guy I kissed, the first guy he was the first everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally thought that's what I'm supposed to do from here on out. And I would say maybe within the last 4 or 5 years is when I entertained the notion that, I can do other things.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't like, it just didn't come natural to me to like venture out, because I knew like, okay, I bottom. That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, I think the other aspect to this that we're not talking about too is that we try to fit into heteronormative conversation. And that's not something that the beauty about being gay, and our sex lives is that we have the autonomy to decide how we want to pleasure ourselves. It doesn't have to be black and white, top, bottom, strictly.
Yeah.
If you decide that this person, that you're with makes you want to bottom, then that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And just because I decided that this person was good enough for me to bottom for, but I don't want you to, I'm in another relationship and I don't want you to do it, I'd rather top you, then that's my business, because I have the autonomy to be able to do that. But go ahead. Aaron, what you got?
Oh, hey guys.
You have.
Oh no, so I like this question because you guys talk about me bottoming all the time. But last night I topped. And
like last night?
Yes.
He still smells the person's booty on his beard.
No, I wash my face right now.
But, oh, okay.
Yes, I did. My Twitter page went crazy. Like, you topped last night. How was it? I feel like I was like at an examination. But I always say in the podcast, I'm versatile. I always say that. And I always say that I'm versatile on the podcast because I am versatile. I think that a lot of times I just attract more tops. But I do see this question a lot of times about guys, like they're like, oh, your top is my bottom and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't feel like when it comes to us being gay men, like we should be even stuck on those labels. Because if I'm dating you, like, you may want to feel frisky one time. And actually, me and the guy we had a conversation last night, he was like, you know, if we date, I'm like, boy, we had come to have sex. That was it. Why we talking about dating? But he was like, if we date, I'm never gonna be your top. I was like, I wasn't thinking about dating you. So I mean, I didn't really understand that. But yeah, so I mean, you know, I top sometimes, and it was great. Like, he was like, well, how does it feel? Someone asked me though, what made me do it? And so I think I've asked you this on the podcast before. What makes you want to bottom with somebody? And so I was like, well, I've never shared like what makes me want to top for someone before on the podcast. And for me, it's always the vibe of the guy. Like, if me and the guys really vibing, I really don't care what the sexual position is. It just depends on, you know, how we're doing stuff. So like, one thing that I do that I love doing, that I think I've said on the podcast before, is I like eating ass. Like, it's like a thing that is like one of my favorite things to do. So that was like what got us there last night, was that I was doing that. And so for me, that's what it is for me. It's like, if you're letting me do this and then you want to let me do you, like, I'm cool with that. But I just wanted to answer that question for the people, because people was like, oh, I'm going to the podcast tonight because I want to hear the story. But yeah, my friend, actually, we were in a club, we were dancing last night, which I never dance because I don't have any rhythm. But when I drink, I get a little bit of rhythm. I can't do like in the front dancing, but I can do in the back rhythm dancing. So we were dancing last night. We were dancing last night. Why are you laughing?
Because I don't. It was just the way he said it. He was like, you know, sober, I have no rhythm, but when I drink, I have a little. But yeah, I don't think you have it drunk either.
No, literally, like, I can when I'm drinking, because I'm very subconscious about myself. So like, I overthink it when I'm sober. When I'm drinking, I'm like more free.
That's what the liquor's supposed to do, boy.
I know that, but I'm just saying. But I mean, I know I can dance when I'm drunk, because I mean, I do it all the time. So people enjoy it all the time. But
I'm gonna need Dwayne to get some video footage so we can.
Yeah, when I get drunk, Dwayne camera filming, you can see, like, I throw down when I'm drunk. If I'm sober, I'm like so awkward, like. But you know, I might put my hand in the back of my head and get going when I'm drinking. I'm cool. Like, I know that about myself though, because I just overthink a lot of things because I am very self-conscious.
Well, go ahead. Back to the story.
Well, so we were dancing last night or whatever, right? So the guy left, and me and my friend that I'm staying with right now, because my house is going through these renovations, he was like, "Where'd that guy go? He was really cute." And I said, "I think he left." And I was like, I wasn't thinking nothing about it. So my friend, he's like, "Let's get in the car." He circled the block like 3 times to find this guy. And so the guy was like, "I'm so glad you found me because I wanted to talk to you." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know. I wasn't thinking nothing about it." So he was like, "I'm gonna drop my friend off and I'm gonna come see you." So I was like, "All right, cool." So he came over last night. We kind of chilled out, but I learned something about myself last night too. One, I feel like I'm more like I know that I'm a romantic person, because like I like to do. I feel like I'm more aggressive when I'm talking to someone, because the stuff that we were doing last night was really making me feel like that. But so like I said, I like eating ass, so I was doing that a lot last night, and then we ended up fucking last night. And he was like, "I want to see you more." And I was like, "Well, that was like a one-time thing." And then he was like,
"No." Actually say that?
The night. Yeah, I did. I mean, you got me honest.
Okay.
Is that wrong?
No, you were honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to lie to you.
Don't give me any false hope.
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it again, but I don't know if I would want to be a top the full time. Like, and he told me last time, like, he never wants to top. So, is that bad? Like, I don't want to be with someone who doesn't want to top. I enjoyed being a bottom last night. It was great. I had an amazing time. Like, I mean, I would love to do that more often, but I just never really have an opportunity to do that a lot of times with guys.
I will co-sign on that. I've never been put in a position where the opportunity presented itself either. Like all my sexual encounters, none of them have ever rolled over and been like, okay, do me. And I've never gotten, but I'm just saying, I don't know how that's supposed to go, but none of them have ever gave me an inkling that, okay, it's my turn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And I guess when he said it to me, I was just like, well, you said you don't never want to top. Like, I don't understand where this would go. But so I'm like, I think it's a one-time thing. Let's do it. Let's get it done and do it. He enjoyed it. He spent the night with me last night. We had a good time. He woke up this morning. He left. It was great. He texted me again today. So I know it was good. But I'm like, after today, like, I don't think there's going to be, unless I want to top again, like, I can call you and do that.
But I think it's admirable for you to say, because I think the difference in your story, Aaron, is that you're not nobody's shaming you for being a top, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time,
was excited about it. It was like, how was it? What made you do it? I'm answering questions all fucking day. Like, people was not expecting me to top. I'm like, I always say on the podcast, I'm versatile.
But nobody's shaming you to do it. But you just don't see longevity with somebody where you would have to top the entire time. Which, because you prefer your sexual preference is to be versatile, occasionally topping and primarily bottoming. So that's understandable.
Like, I wouldn't mind a full relationship of being versatile. I also wouldn't mind one like being like a versatile bottom. I don't know if I would be able to deal with one being like a versatile top though.
Oh. So you actually are adopting my terminology now that she was on the other foot.
No, I said I see where you're going with this, and that's not what I said.
That is what you said. I don't see a problem with me being a versatile bottom, but I couldn't be a versatile top. Oh, well, what is that? What is a versatile bottom?
Why are there so many damn labels?
A person takes dick more than than the top does, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, see. Okay, I just want to make sure we're clear. Can we go some of the comments, or you got something else? You got some more stuff?
No, that's it.
Go to the comments.
Let's go to some of the comments.
I don't even listen to comments.
Let's see. There's a whole lot of them. Joseph says people are narrow-minded and allow labels to dictate their personal and sexual decisions. Very true.
Absolutely.
Says I agree with Easy. People have their preferences and they like what they like.
We know vocals. You agree with Easy on everything.
Don't do vocals like that. Don't do him like that.
So, I say explore yourself. Know what you do, and please, for the love of Blanche Devereaux, know what you're doing. Yeah, okay. For the love of Blanche Devereaux. Does that mean that you subscribe to SoDebNair's 3-pump rule, Easy, if you are a bottom?
Wait, what?
So Aaron has to explain his 3-pump rule. But because you don't top often, this was a question that comes from Vocals New York. You want to explain what your 3-pump rule is, Aaron?
So on the podcast, I was saying that, if I got a top, you getting 3 pumps and I'm out. I was exaggerating. I was not being serious, but people would never let that down. Even when I posted on Twitter today that I said I topped last night, it was like, did you give him more than 3 pumps?
I know nothing about the 3-pump rule.
But I laugh when people bring that up because I did say that on the podcast. And so they always bring that up when I say anything about top. And they're like, am I going to get more than 3 pumps?
Yes, I don't subscribe to that.
In a utopia gay world, we are all versed. I really think it would save a lot of dating/relationship issues, but that's utopia. Shrugs.
But what if folks were just honest about what they wanted and what they didn't want?
But I think that's different than, because I think people should be more honest. But I think where it goes left is when people shame you for what you want.
Okay.
Right? Like that's, then it becomes, you tell your little circle of friends, well, he was my bottom, but he claimed he had top. You know, like that kind of conversation.
Like your top is my bottom.
Right. Right.
Oh, we need a Damo on here for this one.
Taylor says, I'm a bottom and I love booty. I've topped a couple of times and I enjoy it, but I'm not that confident on topping. But baby, bottom is my ministry. Oh my. All right. You better do a shameless plug as a bottom. All the holidays. Not sure what that was for, vocals.
That was easy because he said he would top on.
If I'm in a relationship, I'm just gonna hit you up on the major holidays. That's all I can do.
There we go. So that goes into Joseph's comment where he says you might want to skip Thanksgiving.
I thought about that too, Joseph. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we'll switch Thanksgiving to like President's Day. There we go.
We're going to keep rebelling this bottom shaming thing. I mean, but it's true. People do.
That is very true.
They do bottom shame you, but in reality, they're bottoms. So
when me and my ex moved to Atlanta, I didn't want people to know my sexual preference at all because I felt like it was going to become an issue, and I didn't want to be looked at as a bottom because again I'm not, but because he was a top, people automatically just assumed that. So I hated when he told people that he was a top because I'm like they automatically assumed that I'm a bottom.
Yeah, I understand. Because then you automatically get labeled, and you don't. That's not for everybody to know. I hate that bottoms have to endure this. No one should be shamed for being who you are. Absolutely, Somnus. Let's see. Me too easy, but baby, when I get my first topping assignment, bam. Topping assignment.
I ain't ready.
Do you think? Let me ask you this question, Easy. Do you think that once you do, like obviously you're going to do it with somebody that you really have feelings for, and it's a mutual situation, right? But do you think that might persuade you to change your preferences? Like you might like it, and it might persuade you to do something different. And if it does, you have that it's your sexual preference, so you have that autonomy to do so. But
you're like new year, new me.
What did you say?
You're like new year, new me.
Look, it's been an ongoing thing where, like, especially with my friends, they always like Mish does it all. Mish does it at least once a month. They're like, "Oh, Eric's topping now," and I'm like, "No, no." And then I got a bunch of people in my inboxes talking about, "Oh, we've been waiting." No, you continue to wait.
Well, you said they call you a totem.
Someone called me a totem. A totem. It's some new term apparently because I have the appearance of a top, but I'm an actual bottom.
Which is a whole nother set of a problem. Because what a top.
Exactly. I didn't ask for it. Someone just jumped in my DMs and just told me about this new.
So do you call a person like a bottom that's a top a bot? Like what is that? I don't know.
A bot.
I don't create these names.
A bot.
It's the worst. It's the absolute worst. Let's keep going. The comments are vast, so we got a whole lot to go through. Daryl says, I think people are being selfish and wanting people to be who they want them to be. Either way, we should respect who people say that they are and respect what people say that they do and don't like. Absolutely. We can break so many norms, but we box ourselves in. Absolutely. Do you think it's a younger generation? Do you think like we're in our 30s? Do you think
it's our generation. I think the younger generation is open for this stuff. We in our generation are not the bottoms and versatile are. We stick to these things. These people are asexuals, transsexuals. The young people are they down for everything. Baby, you could be a fucking Z-sexual at this point. The younger generation is on it.
Yeah.
Way behind.
I definitely think it's the younger generation is a lot more freedom with the things that they want to do and how they want to do them because the older generation is, I mean, that's where we got it from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't wake up in this, like we entered the door and these things were already set up on the wall. Like,
yeah.
Like, cause now you got fem tops and like.
But you know what? You have to respect the younger generation because we went through a lot of stuff that they didn't have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
So now they have a lot of freedom. They don't understand the stuff that we could not do.
Yeah.
Even talking about the stuff we talked about earlier when, I dated women for my mom and church stuff. Like, they don't have to do that. So, like, they're really free. And I love a few of my cousins are, they're girls, but one of them, she's asexual. The other one, she's a lesbian. So the stuff they tell me, my mind be blown. Like, what? Like, you know this stuff this early in your life. It's crazy, but I also love talking to them because I learned things that I would have thought of in that time of my life.
It's easy for women though too. So
yeah,
that's true. That's true. Black Love says sexual positions are not character traits; they are just sexual positions. Absolutely. Carl says bottom shaming in our community makes no sense to me. We are two men having sex. One of us will be receiving, or both of us. Vocals New York, I'm going to get back to your question. Vocals has a question that I want to toss to the group once we get through all of these comments. I want everybody to feel heard, but Vocals, I want her to know, or him, I'm sorry. I'm not sure who it is. They. Vocals, we're going to get to your question, so we didn't forget about you. Let's see. Exactly. We are our own demise. We have to change these negative norms. The top bottom issue is on one of the reasons we can't be fully supportive of one another in our community. We do each other simply based on sexual position, or rather assumed sexual position. That's true.
That's the thing right there. The assumed sexual position.
Because of the way I look or the way I speak or the way I move, then you assume.
And that's because people see my ass all the time, they automatically assume my bottom. That's why I bottom most of the times. I don't mind talking sometimes, but people just assume because of my ass, I'm a bottom. And that's not what I get.
Mr. Taylor says that my first time just happened. It was a threesome, and after I finished eating the other bottom's booty, I just blopped
oh my
in it and went to Pound Town. Oh, okay. I mean, a bop. It was a bop. Got it.
A bop.
It was a bop.
Oh, so he's a bottom who looks like a top.
So it's a bop.
Oh, it's a bop.
Because I said, when he said he's a totem, I said, was it a bop?
We didn't hear you. Okay. A totem. I'm so tired of these new terms. It's too hard to keep up and help the straight crowd stay up with it. Let's go to really quick, guys, before we get out of here, because we have been here now for 2 hours.
Oh my God.
2 hours.
Let's go to Vocal New York's question that I want to toss to the group really quick.
Okay.
Vocal New York says, as a matter of fact, I have a question. What do you all think about two bottoms being intimate with each other? I recall a topic on your podcast about double-headed dildos.
Who said that?
Who said that? Honestly, I think if it works for them, it works. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've
seen two tops do it. So I mean, I can't assume the two bottoms can't do it.
The tops is a different situation.
It's not a different situation because all they're doing is jacking off. If they're not open, all they're doing is jacking off. I think with two bottoms will be a little bit different because you have dildos. So I mean, y'all could jack off and fuck each other with the dildos together. So I feel like that's a better position than two tops being together, unless you have an open relationship.
I think it's subjective. It's subjective, rather. Mm-hmm. I think each situation is subjective. If you get two bottoms together and they really love each other and they want to figure it out, that's their business. If you get two tops together and they have an open situation or whatever, however the dynamics of their relationship works, it's subjective. I think you can't say that it's going to be the same for each couple.
I understand my personal opinion. If I see two tops together, I'm like, they're definitely open because they fucking some bottom down at some point. With two bottoms, they don't really have to do that because there's dildos, and they have dildos for two bottoms. So I mean, they have that option. There's not a 4 for two tops.
Easy. You had to drink the whole drink and pull out your fan. What's going on?
I'm not getting in a relationship with another bottom.
Why?
It ain't happening.
But you're not a bottom, you a totem.
I'm not getting in I'm not getting in a relationship with bottom. Like, however you want to say it, it ain't happening.
Easy said he needs what he needs, and he's somebody's gonna have to pull it out.
I mean, I honestly wouldn't do it, but you can't help who you fall in love with either, though.
Yes, I can.
I don't think you can.
Oh, well, you think that over there. I know what happens over here in this household. And it ain't going to be two bottoms.
Daryl says, wait a minute, two tops got fake booties to do.
But it's not even like a joint thing. Like with the double dildo, it's like a joint venture. Like it's the same dildo. They're both using it together. There's not like a sex toy word for two tops. I've never seen that.
Kudos to the bottoms that can do it. As for me in my house, it's a no, says DJ.
See, like,
oh, here we go. The comments are going. Y'all are in it. These sex toys there's sex toys for two tops. It's a double-ended flashlight.
I never seen that. I never seen that.
Thank you. It's a flashlight. Forgive me. That sounds like it hurts.
I never seen that double-ended flashlight though.
It just seemed like that would.
It's weird that just a few hours ago, this guy on Jacked, another bottom, suggested that we link up. I mentioned that I'm not a top, but he was like, we can do each other. I'm down.
So he's versatile.
Be a willing vessel, says Damien. Be a willing vessel. Be a willing vessel.
For the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I will.
All right, gentlemen. Is there anything else that we want to throw out there before we go? Again, it has been a 2-hour show. This is probably the longest show.
We always have 2-hour shows. Why does that happen?
I don't know. We get to talking about so many things, Lord. But we appreciate you guys for hanging in there with us for these 2 hours, and hope that you've enjoyed the conversation. Again, if you want to write in and tell us about some of your experiences anonymously, you can go to theaffairsoftheheartpodcast.com and just type in and tell us what's going on. We can talk about it on the show, and we don't have to mention your name, and you can hear our thoughts behind it. Again, we're not therapists, we're not doctors, we are not professionals. We just are gay men with opinions.
Also, if you guys are viewing right now, you're on YouTube, or if you're on any other platform, please go to our YouTube page and click that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. So when we do start posting stuff, you guys get the notifications so you can tune in. We would love to get your feedback on everything. We'd love to join us on Thursdays every week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And is that it?
The podcast. If you listen to our
podcast, right? Release it on either Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Depends on me and Dwayne's schedules. But we release it on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Everything that we talk about, we actually have a conversation about it on the podcast. And we just have the after show on Thursday night. So make sure you check out the podcast. Subscribe if you're on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a review. We love to see those reviews. And also subscribe to the website. So when we do stuff, you get a notification for that as well.
All right. You can find me right here on all social media at Dwayne Q. Or you can also check out my business, my multimedia production and event management company called Swank Arts and Entertainment at swankartsent.com. Guys.
You can find me here at SoDebNair everywhere. It's SoDebNair. It's here. It's down here. Find me everywhere, SoDebNair. If you have a problem, just find me on Google. And that's Debnair from no other.
Easy. Where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Those are the best ways to find me. EzSaidEzDone right here on Facebook. Instagram is EEEZY123, and on Twitter it's EzSaidEzDone.
And if you guys start a conversation about anything we talked about, use the hashtag AOTHPodcast. Also, make sure you join the EzSaidEzDone group on Facebook, because a lot of the topics we get are from that group. And we also have a lot of great conversations that's in that group as well. So.
We do.
All right. I think that is that on that. It's an end to another great Thursday night. We will see you next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Affairs of the Heart after show. Be safe and do it well. Congratulations to Biden.
Hey.
All right. We're out of here.
Bye.